You are listening to the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitted for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand.
And welcome. It's Friday morning, peeps. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy, and the other fucking guy that's behind the controls, ready to make things happen as we go along today is Leo. Leo, good morning, my friend.
Good morning, Troy. How you doing today, man?
Very, very good. You're looking good in the new hat.
I appreciate the new hat, man. Thank you very much. I'm going to be rocking this the entire weekend, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm just trying to prove y'all's hat racks.
Yeah,
attitude like
say after
you never have too many hats. I've been on a hat buying binge, which is totally stupid.
Yeah, as I say, the way that you buy hats is like probably how I would buy hats too. 100%.
Yeah,
like, I'm a hat person through and through.
Yeah, and then I like, if I like something, then I'm boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And that
way.
other voice you're listening to, and you can see him on the couch, is Mikey G. Mikey, hey man, Friday morning.
Good morning, good morning.
All right.
I like to see the other voice that you can hear. Yeah, the silky smooth, like that. Oh yeah, like we're here to get down, baby, down. No, I hate my voice actually. So thank you for the confidence boost.
Oh, well, good. I do what I can. I have extra confidence. So I like to share that. And having confidence really bothers a lot of people.
Hell yeah, it does.
Oh, a lot of people.
It's everything.
When I post something confidently, the insecure people come out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
How
absolutely.
dare you be so confident?
Yeah.
Who
absolutely.
the fuck are you?
Yep.
I am who the fuck I am, motherfucker.
Same.
And we are about, I don't know why I got this feeling. You know, we've been working hard for a while now. And we're glad to have you joining the journey that Leo and I have been on. But summer, it'll be 2 years.
Yeah.
And I think I told Leo in our first conversations, just so he knew, I was like, dude, I'm committed to this.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to do this, and we're going to suck, and we're going to do it through the suck, and we're going to figure this shit out between the two of us. You figure out the technical side, and I'll figure out how to get better behind the mic and, just keep pursuing it. And it's really interesting, too, when somebody was asking me about the podcast and where they could find a video and something yesterday at the gym, and I helped him do that really, if you just go back to the beginning and see where we started from, that we had no intro, there was no music, we didn't, we were in my home office.
Yep.
And just how everything has kind of progressed over time, and we just kept adding and kept building, and we're not done now.
Yeah.
We're not done now. And I love the number. This comment is, besides being gay, this is probably the third most comment that I'm getting now, is that people think is cute, but after 10 times, it's not that cute anymore, is make podcast equipment more expensive. That's the comment that I get.
Yeah, I see that. Like I've seen that.
Look, you could just turn your phone around, dumbass.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah, we do have some of the best podcast equipment. Like, maybe we have really good podcast equipment for most part.
Yeah.
Most people do not start out doing what we did and starting to purchase the things that we did. And I mean, even the arms and stuff, even the ones we first started with, are the same thing that Andrew Frisella uses. This is the same type of arm. I mean, same company, everything that Joe Rogan uses.
Yeah, to this day, I see that one.
Yeah,
that arm.
of course. Yeah, I was like, let's go, man. We're gonna do this and do it serious, and we've been committed, and here we are.
Well, it all started with a microphone and a dream.
it all started with a dream for sure. And I really felt that this last weekend being in Ohio, just this small town kid that I've wanted more. I wanted bigger. And I stayed in the town a long time. And it's very, very hard, I think, to do what I did at the age that I'm at. To me, it's way easier to move and take chances when you're, in your 20s or early to mid 20s, like you guys. That's you have the least obligations to fight against.
Absolutely.
And to be able to do something like this and just to pick up and move like this. It's different if somebody has done that on a regular basis since their 20s or 30s because of a job, and they're moving every 5 to 7 years, because they're an executive and they're moving different places, or military, like you said, or any number of things that they've consistently done that. But because I go back and like the people that stay really stay. Yeah. The people that stayed, they married other people from that whole hometown. You know what I mean?
I'm seeing that now with people I grew up with. It's just, I don't think it's a problem. But
no, it's not a problem, man. I just think they did way better in the love department than I did.
Absolutely, 100% agree with that. It's just there's always a part of me that thinks that, like, don't you wonder like what it could have been like if you just would have went out, like even another state over, just to see what opportunity was out there. Like everything happens for a reason. Like you starting a family, that's fantastic. But I'm the type to where I just wonder about things like that.
I just always wondered more and pictured more, and I just went about not doing it necessarily the smartest way, because I had some mentors and I was always searching and seeking information, trying to apply it. But sometimes it was hit or miss. Yeah. But I kept swinging. That's the difference. Is Absolutely. I just fucking kept swinging. And if that's something I can help other people think about, remember, just keep swinging. Whether you're staying in the same place or moving, like I've mentioned, one of my good friends taking his dad's plumbing or heating and air business and making it way much bigger than what his dad had started. And that's no disrespect to his dad. What his dad did was awesome, and raised a family and taught his son. And, it's still a family business, and it's a family business that's even bigger. But that's what I'm talking about, thinking bigger. And it's hard because always those limits are limits that we place on themselves. So one of the people that does some things with me, he's been doing okay. And I, as a person, I love the person dearly. He's become a good friend. And I keep pushing him to do a video. I keep pushing him. And so yesterday when we were talking, I did ask him after I answered his question, you do that video yet? And he goes, yeah, YouTube. I said, what's the link? And then he came back, I was just joking. And then I saw him at the gym. I'm like, you had me, dude. I thought maybe you really did it. But I'm not joking. Yeah. And I really mean you should do it. You should do a video and suck. That's what you should do. If you're going to take this journey, especially along with me, and if you want to grow and make more money, the whole reason to join that journey with me is to make more money. Yeah. That is the thing. That is the reason. And he certainly has the background and things to do that, but people are can be so reluctant about the social media. And I'm like, you have to do, you're just going to be a big guy in a small pond. Yeah. You want to be a well-known dude at the gym. Is that what at the gym? Yeah. That one? That's what you want to do?
If that's worst, I mean, that's not the worst thing, but I understand what you mean. Like, you could be doing a lot more. Like, you could
absolutely has the ability to do way more.
I think what a lot of people don't understand with social media is they see the biggest names in each like niche part of social media. So they all assume that one part, like everybody watches them, but that's not the case. Like, everybody's got a phone, everybody's on social media, but they don't all like the same thing. So everybody's looking for something that they can grab onto, something that they like specifically. They might like what, this super popular X content creator is doing, but they might not enjoy it as much as what you might end up doing. So I think that's what a lot of people just kind of just bury themselves away when technically they have just as much opportunity as as those big time streamers when they first started out.
Yeah, and there's all different levels, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's but for me, I just if you want my help and you tell me you want to do more, then you got to start listening to what I tell you to fucking do.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. You got to listen and just do what I tell you to do. And just do it. Stop. I don't care if the video's a minute long or 7 minutes long, or I don't care if you ramble for a half hour. Just do
it.
something.
Breaks the
That's
ice.
it. Yes.
That first one's always going to be rough, no matter what.
Sure, just like doing a testosterone shot that somebody's never done before, even if they're not afraid of needles. But everybody says by the third shot, I'm good, man. I got this down now.
Yeah.
I know right to where to put that needle in my ass.
It's like throwing a baby in water. Like you naturally just learn how to swim, and if you don't, you sink. Then somebody's got to fucking come in and pull you out. But that's the best way I put it.
The number one thing about that is not even the swimming. That the baby immediately knows without any instruction, because it wouldn't understand if you gave it instruction anyways.
Yeah,
is you blow in its face and then dunk it. It holds its breath. The baby holds its breath.
It's so crazy.
It's so natural for it to do that.
But I did want to kind of go back to something that you had brought up, and I was actually kind of tying this together last night in a weird way. How you talked about how you don't give up. You're going to swing and miss until you finally fucking hit that home run. I'm the same exact way. I don't know if it's because I'm just stubborn or what, but I don't like giving up on shit. But I was playing a game with a friend of mine last night, and he had never played the game before. He is used to playing with a controller, not a keyboard and mouse. He was like just so negative about it and just so like, oh, I have no chance. I can't get good at this game. I can't do this. I'm like, dude, it's your first game. You're learning so many things at one point. Mm-hmm. And I was telling him when I first started, I was like, I was right where you were at. I was like, you can't just sit here and act like you're going to be the best at it from day one. Mm-hmm. I had to get my ass whooped over and over and over and figure out what I was doing wrong. And it just occurred to me that mindset of just not giving up, it's not as common as right. I thought. Like, people are so willing to just fucking, oh, I don't want to put the time into this. I'm not good at it immediately, so I'm done.
It's the dumbest thing in the world that people think that they should be naturally good at something that they've never done before.
Yep.
Who the fuck do you think you could do that? No, that's not it, man.
If that was the case, you'd be where you think you should be.
Yeah, that's not a thing. It's not a thing. So some things we want to get to the news today, and things we want to talk about, and I missed out. It's still newsworthy today because I think it really tells a lot about the Democratic Party and where the Democratic Party is. And we hear a lot about the split in the Republican Party right now, but we hear less about the split in what's going on in the Democratic Party. And for sure, there is shit going on, and there is a definite split in the Democratic Party. And they're like AOC. She kind of challenged a few years ago Nancy Pelosi.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see her doing that now?
No, she just lays down like the rest of them.
Yeah, she does. Because Nancy probably walks around feeling like she's bigger than the president.
Fuck yeah.
With the power that she has and has had and the power she's welded.
The connections, everything like that.
I mean, Biden dropped out of the race. It really kind of started with Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what just happened in having Swalwell drop out of the gubernatorial race, again, is all about Nancy Pelosi. If they didn't want this sex scandal to come out, it would not have come out.
Yeah.
And where did it come out at? San Francisco Chronicle.
Yeah, sure. Right, okay, right in her backyard.
Right in her backyard. Somehow they got the story.
That's neat.
Somehow they got the story.
It's funny how that works.
And now everybody has a story. You remember how everybody kind of had a story about Joe Biden? After Joe Biden pulled out, everybody said, well, yeah, about 6 months ago when I was with him, he seemed a little off, or, I was wondering how he was. And, Everybody had his Joe Biden story.
Yep.
That questioned his mental acuity.
Up until he dropped out. Like, they didn't want to say shit about it.
Sure. And same with Swalwell. Now, everybody's got a Swalwell story. Everybody's got, it never dawned on me that he was drugging and raping women. You know, it wasn't like that. But I was with him, and this was the funniest one. It was a clip I saw from The View, and I don't know who the woman's name was, and I didn't check into it, but she was, I think, a guest host on The View, and she said that she was in situations that were business-like situations, you know, dinners, drinks, you know, together, and he was overserved. What? Overserved? Is that like unalived?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? He was overserved? You mean the fucking dude got drunk, right?
Yeah.
That's what you mean. He got drunk. They don't even want to put that responsibility on him.
No.
You're only drunk because I'm only got drunk because the waitress kept giving it to me.
Yeah,
What
it's
the
not my
fuck was I
fault.
supposed to do? Yeah, I asked her for him.
But she didn't have to give it to me.
She didn't have to give it to me. I blame her.
It's all her.
Get the fuck
tell
out
you
of there.
what.
You were overserved.
Whoever's publicist that is that came up with that might need a raise, though, because that's a hell of a way to frame it. 100%.
Well, no, it was over. That's how it was framed by this woman to say, oh, you know, I didn't really see this as a sign, but I didn't really think it was appropriate for the setting that he was in to, you know, to be overserved.
Okay.
Things like that.
Okay.
And the thing is, oh yeah, do you have the video? Let's play it because it's funny as hell, dude. Let's go ahead. I don't mind that. Do we gotta watch a commercial?
That's what they got to start doing when you get pulled over for a DUI. It's like, sorry, officer, the restaurant overserved
I was
me.
overserved.
It's not my fault. I mean, I told the waitress, yeah, bring me another, but you know what?
Any officers out there listening to the show, comment down below if that'll work. If we tell you that, we'd like to know. You ever hear somebody tell you that before? I was just overserved.
We do appreciate unofficial legal advice.
Mm-hmm.
Movement really caught up like a lot of media figures, a lot of business figures. It really didn't touch government and politics. I mean, look no further than the landscape of D.C. And I worked on Capitol Hill for a long time. There's no HR. Every office is for a member of Congress is basically its own office. Right. And if the predator is the person at the top of the office, there's nowhere to go. There's this power dynamic. There's a fear factor. And I do think the rumors matter because, to be honest, I had heard and even experienced nothing wrong or criminal, but I've been with Eric Swalwell when he seemed overserved, and I'm not saying something that I wouldn't have said to his face, and I filed it away. Just as a woman, you pay attention when you're like, this is a business setting. This is something I'm not super comfortable with. This people who even had a little inkling should have stepped up and said something, and if you knew of something wrong, something criminal, you absolutely needed to.
They need to put women in charge. That's my bottom line.
Yeah. Put her fucking 6 feet on there already. Jesus Christ. She's the worst. But she says that's not appropriate for men to get just wasted at a business setting. But what the fuck do you think they do in Japan? That's literally commonplace for you to get absolutely hammered drunk in a business setting while you're doing business. So her to come up with say this is inappropriate, you can't be doing this. No, this is all just some bullshit fucking cover up, like, you know, PR stuff.
Yeah. Well, the thing with this is it really makes it look bad for him because how he was on this moral high horse and how much he attacked Trump.
Yep.
And how he got away with before what we know about his relationship with a Chinese operative, Fang Fang.
Yeah.
And then was still allowed to be on maybe the most powerful committee in the House. Put there, by the way, by Nancy Pelosi.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. That's a little crazy. If Nancy builds you up, just like if TV builds you up, they can take you out. And Nancy can take you out. If she builds you up, if she gives you this, and they looked the other way because it played well, because he was the attack dog from the Democratic Party. He was the strong guy benching 135, baby. Look at me, 135. You fucking fraud.
He's fucking huge though, dude. Yeah, right.
Get out of here. Him and Hakeem Jeffries and their workouts. Come to the gym, dude.
It's really funny to me because, so you know how I put the squat rack in the thing, and yesterday I did like a kind of like a base kind of thing. I think my minimum was 155.
Well, looks like you should run to be a politician then.
You know what? I might do that. You know,
That's all
I
you
might do
gotta
that.
do.
I pretty much always, for years when I benched, I don't bench anymore. I use chest press machines and, you know, other machines for that now. But when I did bench on a regular basis, I would start at 135, and then I would jump 175, 225, you know, 275, and then eventually I got up to 315. I really didn't get past 315. I did 315 for reps, not just as never did a lot of singles to see what my 1 rep max was. That wasn't a big deal to me to find out what I was into building muscle. That 1 rep is not going to build muscle.
No.
So I never really cared about that. But other people who do or train for that because they're in competitions, all cool, man. I respect all that. Everybody has different goals. But yeah, I always kind of use that as my base. But then I'd be throwing up 15, 20 reps as that warm-up. You know what I mean? And then even on the 175, my reps are in the 12, 15 range. And only when I'm getting up to, you know, 275, 315, am I hitting, you know, 8 and 6 reps or something like that, you know? But my favorite thing to do was always 225 for as many as I could. And I got up into the low 20s.
Oh, nice.
Which is pretty decent,
Yeah,
you know, when you look at the combine. But, of course, I had a friend who is the world record holder, and his world record is over 80, and he broke it a few years ago.
That's nuts.
He's like, dude, to watch him do it. I remember when he first broke the record, and he was in the 60s, but eventually kept breaking his own record, getting up to, I don't know, like 83 or whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is nuts.
Yeah, and doing that in settings where you have an audience, like doing that at Iron Wars
Like
with C.T. Fletcher and shit like that.
Yeah,
oh
absolutely.
yeah, because there was tons of big dudes that they would, and it was impressive what they were doing, but they would get to about the mid 40s and they just gassed.
Yep.
All of them gassed in the mid 40s. No one was ever close to him. And I'm talking some serious, you know, like I said,
Big
lifters.
motherfuckers, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They gassed at that.
Well, the new requirement for being a politician now is you must be able to bench 135. If you can't, sorry, you are not tall enough.
You are
to
not
ride
a
this
man.
ride. Yeah, you got
to be able to bench 135 to be a man. That's what they wanted everybody to know. I'm a man.
Well, what that kind of reminds me of too is how they tried to make that like video with Tim Walz where he's a hardworking, just blue collar man, and he was working on his truck, but literally he was just leaning on a truck with a fucking air filter in his hand and just talking to the camera, and he wasn't even changing it out. He just had a fucking air filter in his hand, and they
probably didn't even fit the vehicle.
That's what I'm saying, and they try to like tout this out. It's like Tim Walz, blue working, hard working American. He's out for your best interest. It's like, motherfucker, it's an air filter. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You know, when he danced on stage, when he was announced by Kamala, they had to do something to toughen that up because that was the gayest fucking jumping around going on stage that first time that I've ever seen a candidate do.
He does have a little zest to him.
I don't think Pete Buttigieg would have went on stage like that. Okay?
Yeah, even
and he really is gay.
Yeah, the gay guy wouldn't.
The gay guy wouldn't even done that. The gay guy was appalled.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, what is he doing?
Maybe that's a sign that maybe he knows something that we don't.
So here's the thing I found out about Swalwell that I didn't know. Swalwell rents a room from someone in California. Rents a room. He doesn't have an apartment there. He rents a room from someone. And I guess there's 2 other people there. I don't know if it's a couple, a family. I don't know that information. That wasn't disclosed. What I read was he rents a room. And then I believe he has $1.2 million property in Washington, D.C. But you know, you're supposed to also live in your district. This just shows you these guys don't spend enough time in their district.
Fuck no.
The only time they're going to their district is when they get these little tiny vacations and stuff. They don't care about what's going on back home or care about you. That's for staff to deal with. They're not dealing with that bullshit anymore.
Yep.
You know, if you have because who's supposed to take, if you have problems with Social Security, who's supposed to help out? You're supposed to be able to call your congressman.
Yeah.
You know, but the staff's taking care of that. The congressman's not doing shit about that kind of stuff. They don't care about
It's
that.
a lack of accountability. And I think that's the number one thing that Trump pointed out is like how bad it is to where you vote people in and they just don't do anything that they say.
And I believe that he wasn't originally in this. He wasn't originally in the race to run for governor of California, but after that woman, I forget her name, the one that screeches and yells at her staff and everything like that, after she started getting close to like leading in the polls, and she's just batshit fucking crazy. They wanted somebody else that they could put their money behind it, and they didn't want to get Tom Steyer, who is a billionaire, and he is the most jealous billionaire on the planet of Trump. There's no billionaire. I've never seen a billionaire this jealous of another billionaire, but he definitely is. You can see it. I didn't realize in the last presidential election that he tried to run, because how long did he even last? He spent supposedly $250 million of his own money to run for president. And most people in this country, if we ask them and we go out on the street, nobody's going to know who this motherfucker is. If you spend $250 million and most people don't know who the fuck you are, well, I don't know if you really used your money that wisely. I'd like $250 million
Absolutely.
for people to figure out who the fuck I am. Like, fuck
Well,
yeah.
you either got robbed or you're just not good at your job. Like one or the other. Or you're money laundering.
And it's so, how does a billionaire run? They still want their money. Democrats still want their money. But how does a billionaire run on a Democratic ticket when everything is about tax the rich?
Yep.
Tax the rich.
And no one's going to come forward themselves and say, yeah, tax me more. No one's going to fucking say that.
No. And they act like, that people don't pay taxes, that corporations aren't paying taxes. Here's what I have to say about Elizabeth Warren and her X account lately. Where
you mean Native American Elizabeth Warren?
Yeah, the Pocahontas.
Pocahontas?
Yeah, she's been doing a lot lately and talking about taxing the rich and a wealth tax, which is the worst kind of tax there is.
Yeah.
Because how do you tax somebody's wealth when it's basically an estimate and it fluctuates every day?
Yeah.
See, now, if I have a property for $100 million and I sell that property for $300 million, I got a $200 million capital gain, but I sold it so you can tax it.
Yeah.
But until I sell it, nobody knows what its real value is. The taxing comes when you get rid of the asset.
Yep.
Now, if that asset is paying an income stream, well, then you might pay taxes on that income stream.
Yep.
Or something like that. There's going to be taxes that are going to be paid. But here's the thing, that she's ranting and raving about this, and I posted on her X account. Bitch, you're the one who created the corporate tax laws.
Yeah, like you're
whatever this corporation is doing legally to not pay taxes, you made possible.
You gave them the path.
Literally.
Like you signed up for it.
Yes.
Like you had to willingly sign up for that.
You know, I should have sent this to Leo, and I didn't. Let me see if I can find it, though. Maybe I'll send it to him so he can post up. But as I do that, I'll finish talking about this. So anyways, since Swalwell, the news started out, he went and hid, apparently, at his biggest donor's house. His biggest donor is this billionaire, Stephen Klobuchar. And I forget how he made his billions.
A good way.
But no, it wasn't a bad way. But he gave, donating to the PACs and stuff like that. He donated to the campaigns, not that much money, but they're not allowed to donate that much money to the campaigns. Yeah. You have maximums for primary, and then you have maximums for, the actual vote itself.
Yeah.
And it's around $3,000, $4,000, whatever the fuck it is. But then they can donate to PACs, that are totally dedicated to the candidate and do huge amounts of money. And he did that. And so Swalwell was staying at his property, and apparently it's an incredible property.
I'm sure.
Like, just incredible in California. And he's not always there. And he says, look, I'm a very generous guy. I let my friends stay. And he was letting Swalwell stay there. But after all this came, after 5 women, and I don't know, there might be more now today, but after 5 women basically have accused him of the same thing. Now, I do have an issue with some of the women. Don't get me wrong. I do. I do have a problem is if you in, say, whatever year it was, 2017 or 19, whatever it was, you have an encounter where you think you were raped or abused or, some type of sexual misconduct with this person, and then you choose to meet him 4 or 5 years later.
Yeah.
And it happens again. What?
Yeah, that's
you know what I
don't
mean? That's the kind of stuff I don't.
Yeah.
But in this case, I don't care to defend him. To me, you're innocent until proven guilty. But he's such a piece of shit. Fuck him. I don't care. Why should I come to your defense?
Yeah.
I hate doing
After
that.
all this
Don't
time,
put
too.
me to come to your defense, dude. Because we're not going to do it. We're
probably
just going to
karma.
watch. We're going to watch you guys eat your own. And that's what we're doing. And that's what Nancy Pelosi set off. And once Nancy did it, everybody knew they could pile on and say whatever they wanted, including his best friend.
Yeah. Like that's how you know. That's how you know. It's such a snaky game this in politics. Like 1 second they're all behind you, they're your best
Well, his
friend.
best friend is a congressman from Arizona.
Well, but the second, I mean, I'm not saying they should defend him, but the second
His
shit
best
goes
friend,
down,
right, was defending him, and now he's
Now he's
like, I didn't
gone.
know. Now you're.
yeah, now
He will never talk to Swalwell again.
because now it's
That friendship is dead, and they were at each other's weddings.
because that'll
and
fuck
everything.
up his income and everything.
Oh,
Yeah, so
fuck
like
yes.
once you start, like we said, once you start playing with money, everybody comes to the table to play ball or leaves, whichever one it is.
Yeah,
Nuts.
yeah, definitely. So basically, the billionaire kicked him out of the house. And basically, you need to leave, dude.
Daddy.
So I don't know. Maybe he went back to the apartment. Maybe he went.
He's got nowhere else to
He can't go back to. You're going to go back to Washington D.C. You
Hell
just
no.
resigned.
Yeah, hell no. They don't want you
And
back.
it's funny that there's a Republican from Texas that resigned too.
Who was it?
Same time. I don't remember his name. He was alleged to have done some bullshit, but he was fighting it and continuing to.
Oh, wait. I think we might have covered it a little bit.
I don't know, but what's funny is nobody's talking about
No.
that at all. They're not talking about that guy.
And that guy's like, whew.
Well, he resigned. He chose to resign too. He was getting some heat too, but not like Swalwell type
No.
heat. But
You're not
they
getting these
brought
headlines.
Swalwell in because they're just looking for somebody else. And right now, they're fucked. They don't really have another like good candidate. Because they do. It's really fucked up in California. It's not Republicans and Democrats picking a candidate.
No.
Actually, anybody who wants to can run, and then whoever the top 2 vote getters are, then run off against each other, in the final election.
Yeah.
But you could have a Republican, Democrat. You could have 2 Republicans. You could have 2 Democrats. You don't get just one of each.
Mm-hmm.
It could be 2 of the same. That's just how it goes in California. That's how they do it. I don't even know if any other state does that.
I haven't heard of
But
that.
second and third, and now number 1 and number 2 are a couple Republicans.
Yep.
So they're scrambling. They can't bring anyone new in because they're past the deadlines. The only potential they could do, and they have to do it very, very soon, is if they were going to try to do a write-in candidate. And who's the only person they could try to do that with?
Kamala's the
only one,
that's
right?
the only name that comes up for me.
And I don't think they will, but maybe they would try to do that. I think it would be smarter if she did and actually prove she can win an election,
Yeah.
like a real election.
A real one.
Yeah, not
run off coattails.
Exactly. Or, not run off getting support because you got on your
Yeah.
knees for the
Yeah.
mayor of the city of San Francisco.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah, like really, really run and really, really win. But it doesn't look like that now. She's doing the dumbest fucking videos. She did a video standing in front of a gas station sign, and I don't know who's telling her to do this shit now.
Jeez.
But talk about doing videos and you suck at it in bad social media. Kamala Harris. So if you're thinking about doing social media videos, look, you can't do worse than she's doing. So don't be afraid. Just do a video. Fuck it.
Of all people, too. Like, she's got the resources to make good videos, but she just
She
sucks.
did at one time.
Well, yeah.
I mean, when you're willing to pay a podcast that you're going to go on $100,000 to do the setup, I mean, fuck, Leo, what would we do with $100,000, my friend?
You'd have an amazing show. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. You'd have an
This would be
amazing
like a
show.
multi-room fucking studio for 100.
I mean, it would be completely soundproofed. It would be
Top notch.
Everything would be top notch.
Best of the best.
And I think
100%.
it wouldn't take 100,000.
A
no,
lot less than 100,000.
yeah.
Probably 40
Especially
to
if
60.
we just do everything
Probably less than
ourselves.
that. I'll tell
Yeah.
you what.
Yeah, but we'd be all premium, so it
Yeah.
might
I
be.
think maybe a little bit. Yeah,
You know.
you're right. Then you're right. Push it a
I'm
little more
probably,
towards the
instead of
60s.
having a $150 chair, I'm going to have a $1,000 chair.
Herman
You know
Miller.
what I'm saying?
With that type
Herman
of money,
Miller.
Yeah,
That's
so, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
The, like
absolutely.
really cool back shit.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
I want one of those.
I'm
but
all about
I
that.
can't
Yeah,
get it.
someday we will do that shit because literally we put everything into this. But
That'd be a
she's
long way
just
from the
horrible.
couch.
She's just fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Well, it would just be a better couch. I kind of like the couch.
I
It really works
do too. but
online. It really does kind of work.
I agree, but I just
I
makes
think
me
it
sweat.
really works when I look at other people's podcasts and I see everybody behind a desk or everybody around a table. I really like this setup.
Yeah, it sticks out. I was also told Leo that
And I like it better than two people on a couch or two people in a
right.
chair, too. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
what I was saying is that we should just have a blow up doll right here and not acknowledge the fact that it's there. Just have a blow up sex doll right here and just let her just sit there.
Can we put a Trump shirt on her?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, she's. You pay her the right price, she'll do whatever you want.
That would be funny, actually. I really like that, and we should have not talked about it on air and just done it.
Well,
But nobody's listening to this anyway, so nobody will know. Everybody will be.
We'll do
we
it.
should do that. I'll spend the 50. How much is a blow up doll?
It's not $50. It can't be $50 unless you're trying to get like
Amazon.
a real one.
Amazon. Yeah. I don't want. Yeah, I'm not looking for one that. Yeah, that you would actually.
You would
$20.
Yeah. I was like, $20 will get you what you need. Say, if you want to start going crazy, we can get the,
You got a
we can
picture
afford
of it?
robots. Shoot, there's probably the one I'm imagining is just the blonde hair. It's got the yep right there.
Yep.
Dude, those are so fucked.
You got a few different options. In
I love how they
fact.
put the wacky inflatable guys. Like, what the fuck?
No. Yeah. Oh.
She looks like she's from the 60s.
I think we need to do the one that's kind of dressed.
Kind of dressed? Which one is that?
Yeah, not
This
that
one?
one. That could be one, or the other one with the black skirt
Old dirt.
or red skirt, or I don't know.
Was it-
Yeah, something like that. But we want to.
The nurse.
I still have some women's.
What
Yeah,
is it?
Dawn's a nurse. I don't want to do a nurse.
We could do.
I don't know
a
why. I
librarian.
just don't. They actually have a blow up doll with a man with hair on his chest.
Diego.
That's kind of gross,
Hey, I mean,
actually. But
women have needs too.
well, yeah, I just don't like the hair.
What about that one?
Well, I
Go
don't
up
want
a
him.
little
I
bit,
don't want
Leo.
him to be naked, like or that one with the black dress on.
That one's weird
So
as
we can
fuck.
we want to
Get-
be able
get
to
all four.
That's weird. So basically, like I said, I want to be able to put a Trump shirt on the
Well, we can do
my
that.
Trump shirt.
The
That I
world
have.
is our oyster
All right.
here.
Let's do it,
We'll keep that. We'll put that in the cart, and we will return.
and we'll have to figure out how to bend her and strap her in.
Oh, she can be bent and strapped up
Okay,
any way you
let's
want.
see what we do. All right, I'm in for that. Right. So yeah, Swalwell. It's just so people really know what I really think about Swalwell. Is that this was a true political hit, and that the Democrats, for whatever reason, chose to take him out, and specifically Nancy Pelosi chose to take him out. Because if they didn't want to take him out, if I don't know what happened between them that they decided to make an example of him, he wouldn't be out. He would be the man. So this just didn't happen by happenstance, or the woman finally came forward. No,
Justice was
that was
served.
all coordinated.
Yep.
Somebody behind the scenes made sure that those women were ready to come out and for this all to happen. That was coordinated. I'm sorry, but not by these women.
No.
Somebody came to these women and said, you need to tell your story.
If it was coordinated by them, it would have happened earlier, I think. Much earlier. Who knows? I could be
I don't
wrong,
know. But I just know
I
that this
agree.
was a political hit job. And I should have told you before. There is actually a video of Nancy Pelosi talking about how you take somebody out. How you, like literally, she actually explained step by step that there's a video of how you publicize it, bring it out, and everybody gets behind, and where you can't stop this steamrolled machine. It's gonna run you the fuck over.
Yep.
And if they want to do a scandal on you, doesn't matter who the fuck you are, they can do it. They've been able to do it against everybody they've ever wanted to get, except one guy. Trump.
Old Daddy Trump.
Trump said, "Fuck you. Don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care."
He didn't hide from it. He faced it head on. That's what you keep, when people do this shit, like you can't hide. The more you run, the worse it looks
Dude,
for you.
Just even simple shit like grab him by the pussy.
Yep.
There is nobody else that could have said that.
Yep.
Nobody else that could have said that wouldn't have just been boop, you're done.
Yeah. Whether
You're
it's somebody
done.
else or themselves
Yeah.
pulling out. Yeah, absolutely. But
I
knowing
wasn't a
him,
politician. And do we have this? Yeah, the smear. Listen to this. If you've never seen this before, and I have, this is just amazing that she admits this and tells you how the smear works. I love this. Yes, good job. Way to go there, Leo. All right, let's do Cox for a minute.
I told you I fucking hate Cox. They're the worst, bro. They're the worst.
Tactic. It's a self-fulfilling.
Sound.
C-SPAN.
Let's go back again.
It's usually fucking the video player.
Crazy. But this is
down
good.
Hospitals and the rest of it. So they don't want them to see that contrast, so they focus on something else. And it's a diversionary tactic. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic, and it's self-evident.
Look
But
at how
I
proud
think
she
I'm
is
worth
of
the
it.
trouble.
Literally proud of being able to do that.
How long ago is this? 'Cause she looks much younger. Is this recent?
I wouldn't say much younger.
Well, I don't think she looks too great now, but
No.
she looks a little bit younger. Maybe it's just the lighting. It could be
Yeah,
the
I
lighting.
don't
there.
know what year that is.
But I noticed this can't be like
What is it?
17. June 22nd
okay, so
of
almost
17.
yeah,
9
so almost
years.
9 years. Okay, so she looked a little bit more responsive too, a little bit more aware, which is the first.
But
thing
look
I
at how
noticed.
happy she was.
Hell yeah, she had
talking
a
about the smear.
She had
And
a smile
what
on her face.
Russia Gate?
Yeah,
This is what you take this, you feed it to the FBI. You have a report that's done by a campaign that doesn't
Yep.
mean shit. Then you feed it to the FBI. The FBI feeds it to the media. They each fucking, go back and forth. Well, the FBI said, well, it was in the media and we seen this and they build it up and they smear you. And you have the wrap up smear where they take you out. And it's all, she told you at the very beginning of this. It's a lie. It's falsehood.
Yep.
We are knowingly spreading lies and falsehoods about you to smear you and take you out. And it's so big and so powerful that if once we get the media on board, but see, Trump wasn't made by the media,
Nope.
but
Nor-
most of these other people are, and they want to be made. Look what Marjorie Taylor Greene's been doing. That was a Trump supporter, and now she's calling for the 25th Amendment.
Yeah.
Bitch, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
That's the craziest turnaround I've ever seen.
Trump is calling you crazy.
She wants to be built up by the media. She wants to be, that Republican that goes against the grain, and because they love to interview them. You don't think that CNN, MS Now, they all want to have Thomas Massey on, and some conservatives have him on too. I can't stand Thomas Massey, even though we probably have a lot of agreement in certain areas. for him to vote against, like he just did yesterday, the war in Iran, and to take away Trump's ability to finish and conduct that war, especially knowing now, where we're at in that war and the success that we're having. I'm sorry, you can't phrase it any other day. I told you before the show, if people don't know, oil opened up today. I think it closed in the 90s yesterday. Oil opened up at $83 a fucking barrel. We were at 119. 119, literally less than a week ago.
Now it's 81.29. It's gone down,
Even more.
Yeah, $1 or something more.
And at the best, under Trump, in his second term, we were at like 63, 64, I think. So think how close we are. Think about how close we are.
All in a week. It took a week, few days.
Oh my God, gas prices.
Dude, I
fucking whiners.
Oh fuck! It just went up a cent. Son of a bitch, we're fucked, Troy. It went from. I'm sorry. It went from
what was the lowest price today? It looks like it was in the 80s. Look at that low one right there. What was that?
Here, go down to all the way to the right of that bar.
Yeah, he's got it.
Oh, 79.30. So under it was under
gone to 79.30. Under $80 a barrel.
It just went down 2 cents. Oh no. Or oh yes, I mean.
And so it opened at 89 and continued to drop, right?
Now it's at $81.33.
Yeah, and then but yesterday, what was it yesterday?
That's a good question.
And it doesn't have week in there, does it? It has 1 month. It has what, 30 days?
Do 1M.
That's
right there. Yep, that one. All right. So what's today? The 17th. All right, keep going over to the right.
The 25th. So April, right around April 6th, we were at 112. But I think high, that's where those are all finishes for each day on that type of graph, okay? But it's high. We did get up to 119.
Yeah, it was at 112, then dropped down to 75 on April 7th.
We've been fluctuating back and forth. But it's a big deal about what's going on now and the Strait of Hormuz and one of the greatest military maneuvers ever. And you think about where we're at now if we get a deal here in the next week or so. This is going to be one of the greatest military options ever carried out, where we didn't have troops on the ground. And why couldn't we have done this with Iraq or a whole lot of other ones, right? And where we didn't have to do any of that type of thing, where we've lost 13 men and women. And I believe there's a few hundred. I believe it's a bigger number than you would think. I think it's between 300 and 400 that were injured.
Okay.
Have sustained injuries and stuff at some point. But we're just going to go to this in the Strait of Hormuz. So now you have this blockade, and here's how the blockade is working. Is that what that video is? Is it the instructions? Yeah, I want to hear that video. I want people to hear this. This is instructions given by our Navy to ships trying to pass through in the Strait of Hormuz, which I think, we'll watch the Nissan commercial. Yeah, whatever. I do not care.
I mean,
what kind of truck is that? Toyota?
I think it's
a Tundra, I believe.
Toyota Tundra.
I don't know why. I could never own a Toyota truck. I don't think they look bad. They're pretty reliable, I guess, too.
They're pretty popular.
Reliable,
yeah. Well, their cars are too, but I'm not a practical kind of guy.
American made only.
Well, it probably is made in America.
True.
Yeah, let's do this. Can you move it back?
It just does that when it pause.
Loud. We don't have sound. Because I saw the line through the button. It was. Yeah, it's not letting you go down.
Just click the volume button now. Fuck the ad.
But let's get the sound on now, even for the ad. So we don't, because if what are they
free advertising?
East Valley.
Yeah, there we go. So now when we get there, we'll be good.
Sorry, you got to play ball if you want to use their content.
That's how it works, right?
Transactional. Everything's transactional.
I wonder, yeah. That's why I like to find stuff on.
Blue Sky 4, this is U.S. Navy Warship 115. Request you return to original port of call in Iran. How copy? Over.
Copy, sir. Thank you very much. Copy, sir. Me alter to Iran. Thank you.
Blue Sky 4, this is U.S. Warship 115. I understand you will return to your previous port of call in Iran. This is U.S. Warship 115, standing by on channel 16. Out.
Yeah, that's not the video I was talking about, but that's pretty sweet too.
Yeah, he's like, I expect you to return.
Yeah,
back to
I was talking about one where they like it's a longer little minute speech about the whole process. You're going to turn around. If you don't turn around, we're going to board you. And if you try to defy us, we will use force.
Yeah.
Just flat out,
I love how like it's all just
we'll take you the fuck out.
the people on those ships too. It's like they're just like they know exactly what they're gonna have to do. They're gonna have to turn around. This is all just like a formality of them being here and then being told to turn around and then turning around. Like that's all. Could you imagine? Like, could you feel more useless as a job? Just like because nothing's gonna get done. You're just there because you have to be. There's nothing
You can do.
Happen.
And some of these ships have been Chinese ships, or they kind of hide ships by putting flags of different countries on ships and stuff. And we're not playing that game either. We know which ones they are, and we've looked the other way sometimes. But now with this shit going on, we're not.
Of course.
And basically, we're daring China a little bit. Trump's daring China. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, your ships are included too. This is how we're playing this game. We ain't fucking around.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. But yeah, this is from a guy who has no plan. Trump had no plan.
Well, that's why I try to
game plans are adjusted, man.
The United States of America, like we depend on gas prices probably more than any other country in the world. But it's not just us; it's affecting like people in Australia. I've like been following their gas prices really closely. They were literally talking about how for Easter they couldn't go anywhere because it wasn't worth spending the money on the gas.
We don't
for
like
Easter.
So basically, I don't like my God enough to make it to church, and I sure the fuck don't like my family enough to drive 45 minutes to eat ham.
Exactly.
I'm gonna stay home.
They all because gas prices were too high. Like you could say it's an excuse, but like the fact that they're even able to cite it, and people are kind of just like, actually that does make sense. Like that's how it's just everybody's affected by this. Everybody's
affected by this. The whole world, everything. We need oil, okay? If we just take the conversion to gasoline out of it, the products that oil is used in, like, hey, big pharma, medicines, all right? Everything uses oil. Everything.
Yep.
People are just
it's a lifeblood of our
stupid. It is, and that's not going to change no matter how much people want it to change and want green energy. I'm not saying there's not good things to do, but again, my things are new nuclear power plants, natural gas power plants. There's all kinds of wonderful things that we could do.
Oh yeah,
that we couldn't do in the past. And
I'm big on nuclear energy. I think
absolutely, I'm for all energy.
Yeah, like I think we're way. First of all, everybody thinks of Chernobyl, but that's because the Soviet Union they ignored so many fucking things.
We had 3 Mile Island.
Yeah, 3 Mile Island. But like that's the first thing. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even think anybody knows about 3 Mile Island unless you're from that area. But it's just the way that it was so drastic that everybody thinks nuclear energy, Chernobyl explosion, but it's not the case. And we're so much more
they're not
advanced,
like that anymore.
And we understand. We have so many more safety measures to where they feel okay putting these next to fucking schools.
Like where they need to put them are next to these data centers.
Yes.
So that the data centers can use their own energy.
Yep.
And if they have extra, they can put it onto the grid.
Yeah, that's what
that's how it should be done.
That's how they talk about it.
You want a tax break for the land that you're going to build this data energy? Build a couple of energy sources.
I agree.
One for you, one for us.
I agree 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Why are we not doing that shit?
I want to say I found that clip if you do want to hear it.
Oh, yeah, sure, because it's so good, man. To me, that kind of shit, that gets my dick hard.
just a real good power trip.
I love
gets
this.
you going every once
It's
in
like
a while.
shooting a big gun, man.
Like a
Nothing,
big,
nothing
strong
excites
man.
me. Man. I get excited shooting a big gun, hitting a target way far away, man. I do. That's the best shit in the world. All right, let's listen.
Do not attempt to breach the blockade. Vessels will be boarded for interdiction and seizure, transiting to or from an Iranian port. Turn around and prepare to be boarded. If you do not comply with this blockade, we will use force.
Can you imagine if you're the 22-year-old kid on the end of that microphone?
Just fucking shit in your pants, like.
No, I don't think he is. I think he's excited, man.
Oh, you mean the dude talking? Like
The
oh,
dude
you're
talking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably
he's
like, "Fuck
jacked
yeah."
up about this,
I thought he
man.
meant he was getting the
22-year-old
orders.
kid. I got them to turn the fuck around, man.
Got an entire country by the balls. No,
And
that's,
it's huge. It's huge. This has changed the game. And they're finally starting to have to admit it, and they hate it. The left hates it.
yeah.
They hate it.
I've been telling
I said,
people.
remember what I said about, I'll let you talk a second. But remember what I said? A whole lot of people are going to have to fucking apologize.
That is literally where I was going
Go
with
ahead.
this. No, that's exactly what I was going with it. Is all these people that were so quick to fucking switch up and change when shit
We're
starts to
gonna
get a little.
lose.
Yeah, it gets uneasy, which it's going to get uneasy. But they are so quick to jump ship and just cast blame on all
and
that.
believe the enemy.
Yeah, and believe everything that they're saying. I've had
Everything that comes out. But Iran said this. We trust Iran more
Yeah.
than our president.
Yeah,
You're a fucking
okay.
retard.
yeah, I agree.
Okay, and I'm not running for Congress, so I can say fucking retard. Okay, because there's a congressman or somebody running for office in Maine who was just got in trouble for using
The word retard.
word retard.
Well,
Because it was over a tattoo. He had a tattoo that they were saying was like a Nazi type tattoo.
Oh my god!
And he said that's the most retarded fucking shit I've ever heard. And so
Sounds
now
like
they're mad at him for that. But this is a guy who's been pro terrorists or other things that he said, like anti-US. Dude's a piece of shit. And
Well,
he probably can't lift 135.
Yeah,
the
he's-
guy's total soft dad bod.
You can't
Because he's
ride
showing the
this ride.
tattoo and he takes his shirt off. And I'm like, please. That's not the no, man. Like, I don't know.
I
Or
don't wanna
crop
see
the
that.
picture.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, definitely don't want to see all that.
I mean, I don't really like
that.
to see it when I'm at the beach. I prefer when the
Go ahead.
overweight people put the T-shirt on.
Yeah.
Put your big T-shirt on.
Yeah,
okay, I don't want to
mind
see
either.
that.
And this is coming from a former T-shirt wearer. So, yeah, put the T-shirt on, people.
Hide your man boobs,
But
man.
I was having conversations with my friends who are fucking liberals, who I love them to death, but that's just where we just will never agree. And then people who I did agree with, who voted for Trump, and they're both on the same side right now.
Yeah.
Of like Trump's making it worse. He's not doing anything he said. Like it's all worse. He's not making it better. And I was like, it's literally been barely a fucking year into this, and I was like, this is all gonna blow over in a few weeks. And when oil prices come back down,
What are you gonna do?
You're gonna stop bitching. Everyone's gonna stop bitching, and you're gonna look like a fucking idiot. And then I put myself out there because I'm so confident in knowing that the decision I made for president was the correct one.
Yeah.
The way, like how you said, people project, it's the insecurities of, oh, we knew we were wrong, so we want to jump at the first thing that's bad, so we can make you think that you were wrong. And that's what they try to do. They try to convince me so hard that I should regret voting for Trump, and I'm like, no. And honestly, at the end of his presidency, I probably will never regret voting for Trump. I won't. And I just don't get why people are so quick to jump ship the second things get a little bit uneasy.
Because
see
it's all about what other people think.
Yeah,
They're worried about
the
what
pressure.
other people think. Why do you think people don't? Hate to keep going back to the opening of the show today and telling people to do videos. Why don't people do videos?
Yeah.
Because they're afraid of what other people
Yeah.
are going to say.
It's the form of pressure that they can't handle. For
Yeah.
whatever reason, they cannot handle it. And that's life. Like, life is all about pressure. You're going to feel pressure from everywhere, and you can't fold for everything you feel pressure from. Otherwise, you're just going to constantly fuck yourself over. You gotta have a backbone and stick up for and be for something, not against something. You gotta be
Yes.
for something.
Before something. Absolutely. I also, But yeah, I already mentioned the House vote. The House vote failed.
that-
One Republican voted to take Trump's power away. And
loser.
yeah, and that was Thomas Massey.
We got
so
the
I
bias,
mentioned
the
that.
bias
Yeah.
slide up.
But let's go to my social media. My social media, I posted a few things, and we're gonna do this.
You got the fucking
I
New
think in
Era
a few-
ads sponsored.
What do I have?
On Facebook, you got the New Era sponsored like ads.
Oh
on your
yeah,
shit.
because I buy hats.
They're like,
I
"This
get,
guy."
they hammer me all the
They're
time.
like, let's keep him informed.
I keep getting the Overlord hats now.
That's
too,
exactly
that I
what
talked to
was
you
up
about.
there. It was the Overlord hats.
Yeah,
There it
yeah.
is, the Overlord caps.
Of course. And especially the ones with the cartoon characters.
They got
on
you
it.
fucking pegged.
Dude, I almost bought a hat for all of us the other day again. I'm trying to figure out which character to get everybody.
You guess my like Looney Tunes?
Yeah.
Try to
You
guess.
said Bugs Bunny. You said Bugs Bunny. You like
Damn
that
it.
off-color hat.
I
you said.
thought I didn't say that. Fuck. All right, never
What?
mind. I was gonna have you try and guess which Looney Tunes character I like.
Was that not it?
No, Bugs Bunny is like he's. That's
Okay,
like,
see, so I was right. Dude, I listened.
I forgot I said it, and I
No,
was like,
you
oh
did.
shit.
You did. You like that's not my normal color, but I really like that hat. Isn't that what he said? Almost word for
I was
word.
about to say that might be word for word. Yeah.
I forgot I said it.
See, but then I'm thinking, there's a couple of Mexican ones.
Mm-hmm.
There's Speedy Gonzalez, and then who's the other little mouse dude? That looks.
What?
Leo's gonna die laughing now. Who's the Looney Tune character that wears the big sombrero and looks like he's stoned?
Oh,
No,
like he's
not
actually
Speedy
like
Gonzalez.
he's a person.
He's like, yeah, man,
He's a person.
Like, yeah, he's.
I don't know.
He's not a
his name.
person.
He's not.
No, it's a longer nose version of Speedy Gonzalez, but it's like that, but it's a
Oh.
different thing. But
Stony Gonzalez.
I don't know. He looks like he's stoned, which
Stony
I
Gonzalez.
thought would be funny.
I was thinking because there was a character that was like a human that talked like that, but he was in that universe. But now I see what the longer nose.
Yeah,
I can't think of his
you'd
name.
You'd have to see it on the hat.
Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Slowpoke Rodriguez. Yeah,
That's it, man.
Of course,
do we got a picture of Slowpoke?
See, I figured it would be the exact.
Because
opposite.
I want you to see that
Yeah.
Slowpoke Rodriguez is slow.
Yeah. Yep.
Because tell me that
Jesus,
dude doesn't look like he's stoned.
He's like, I don't know, boss. I can hear his voice in my head
See,
right now.
Speedy's all happy and he's bouncing
And
around.
he's all lethargic and very monotone.
Speedy's on coke.
Yeah, he's on that good shit.
He's doing coke.
That good shit. He's got the good shit.
Not
Just a different
Slowpoke.
kind.
Slowpoke has
Slowpoke's got the
some
different kind.
medical weed, man.
He
That's
hangs
some
out,
medical shit
he
right
hangs out in
there.
Jamaica. That's where Slowpoke is like to kick.
That
it.
was good. All right, so back to my
Yeah.
social media. So the first post, look at that picture I had created. Was that pretty cool? I had that made. I had AI make that for me. I gave it instructions.
You don't think Trump could have made his?
This is the Catholics at war. So yeah, go ahead and pull it up, make it bigger so I can fucking read it from here. My post, you have to hit the see more, and I take a shot at somebody that I actually listen to and like, but a couple of things here as I'll go through it. But this is a post I made yesterday. People tend or love to pretend the Catholic Church has a clean history. It doesn't. And I won't let Pope Leo, Candace Owens, or anyone else defending the Catholic Church get away with saying the Catholic Church is about peace. Here's the reality, direct and no bullshit. And thank you to technology for pulling all of these examples up for me. The church has been tied to violence and wars for nearly 2,000 years. So really, the church, for the whole time the church has been the church, since Christ died and was resurrected.
Well, if you didn't know about the first one, then you need to fucking open up
Sure.
a history book.
The Crusades launched by Pope Urban, so they directed the Crusades, okay? This isn't just having an opinion about it. Sold as a holy war, mass bloodshed across the Middle East, not just battles and massacres. The Spanish Inquisition and others hunting heretics, trials, tortures, execution, religion and control is a dangerous combination. European religious wars like the 30 Years' War and the French Wars of religion, Catholics versus Protestants, millions dead, not just faith, power, land, and politics. Colonization era. Spain and Portugal spread Catholicism worldwide. Conversions weren't always voluntary. Where do we usually hear that? What religion do we usually hear that about? Islam.
Islam, yeah. Kind of weird.
The Catholic Church has been guilty of the same fucking thing.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Indigenous cultures got crushed. Wars versus Islamic empires like the Battle of Lepanto. I didn't know that one. Framed as defending Christianity, but still war, still blood, modern era. The church doesn't run armies today, but it's been tied to global conflicts like World War II, sometimes resisting, sometimes staying silent, sometimes caught in politics. Here's the part that people don't like to hear. This wasn't just religion. It was religion, power, and governments. Kings used the church. The church used kings, and people paid the price with their lives. Also true. The church has done massive good, charities, hospitals, diplomacy, good Catholic school. Both things can exist at the same time. But if you're going to talk history, talk all of it. That's my thing. Like, I'm just, I actually heard, I forget Adam's last name, but on PBD podcast earlier, I don't know if it was earlier this week I heard it, but I heard Adam when it was near the beginning of the week, when they were talking about the Pope and Trump going back and forth. And Adam's a really out loud, out front Christian, which I have no problem with it, at all. And he puts out a lot of Christian merchandise. And one thing you'll never hear me do very often, I don't question other people's Christianity, okay? Because if you try to question mine, I'll tell you to fuck off, because I don't care. But not all Catholics, that didn't used to be a thing. It's more of a recent phenomenon where we're saying Catholics are Christians. Mm-hmm. If I was a Catholic, I would say I'm Catholic. I wouldn't say I was a Christian. I would literally say I'm a Catholic.
Yeah, nobody does that. If you're a Christian,
if you're a Christian, you're a Christian. But no, they get lumped in with Christians sometimes. They do now. That never used to be a thing. But I can tell you that, so he's a Christian. I've never heard him say that he's practicing Catholicism. I've never heard Adam say that. Mm-hmm. But what he did say about the Pope the other day is he basically said that the Pope is like the most religious man or the most spiritual. He's the closest one to God of anybody on earth. And dude, that riled up something inside of me. Mm-hmm. Like that triggered me. If you talk about trigger, do I ever get triggered? That triggered me. What the fuck do you mean? Because I'll say this. The Pope is not closer to God than I am. He's not. That's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And nowhere in the Bible can you show me any different. Here, look, I like some Catholic. I like a little bit of the symbolism and stuff, but I take it for what it is. Yeah. When we go up to Sedona, and we go to the one place, where everybody goes.
You're talking about the church.
I was talking about that. So, I bought a couple things there, bracelets that have a cross on it. I actually have a rosary that I got at the Vatican. Actually bought it at the Vatican, gave it to them, and they had before I took possession of it, I had to come back and get it. They had a priest at the Vatican bless it. Yeah. I just thought it was cool. Yeah. And I still have it today. Mm-hmm. I have a pendant, St. Michael. But you know what I don't do? You know what I've never done in my entire life?
Is identified as Catholic?
Nope. I've never done that. But I've also never prayed to who else? Fucking St. Michael.
Yeah.
I've never prayed to St. Michael or any other. Now, if you do, I don't care if you do. Mm-hmm. But that's not what my Bible tells me to do. And so that's not what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And the other thing that always bothered me a little bit is Mary. Like, Mary is better than everybody else too. What the fuck you were talking about? She was a sinner. She was a sinner like everybody else. Now she was a virgin. Oh, okay.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. She was a virgin. Okay, I'm good with that. But I'm not good with that. She's better place, or I have to have her intercede on my behalf.
Yeah,
you know that just or a priest or the fucking Pope. My relationship is direct. So that really bothered me that Adam calling himself a Christian, because I'm sorry, it doesn't mean he's not a Christian, doesn't mean he hasn't accepted Christ as Savior. So all that's good. But dude, you should know, if you're a Christian, fairly fucking soon that the Pope isn't better than you.
Yeah.
That's not a thing. If you're a Jesus loving Christian, you should know you're as close to God as anybody else.
Saying God knows that too. I doubt he.
Yes.
I don't the priests, like pastors, all this stuff. Like, I understand their purpose, but I never thought that you had to go through somebody else to have a relationship with God.
No.
Like, I never understood that. I think some people did it because they want to spread the word, but honestly, working at the bank, there's a lot of them that you see just take advantage of the church's money. So unfortunately, like, I do see that side where some people take advantage of it when others actually do it because they believe in it. They want to spread the word. They want to do good by these other people.
Well, the other thing is, I'm not against either somebody talking to somebody and sharing their deepest secrets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not against that at all. I did that getting sober.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the things I had to do is write it all down and share it with someone else. But we also had a chair there that nobody was sitting in, but that chair was there representing that was God.
Mm-hmm.
And so God was a part of our 2-person plus God meeting that we had in sharing that. And if that helps somebody get that out and ask for forgiveness and stuff, but I'm not asking for forgiveness of the priest. And there's somebody going to tell me, well, you have to say this many times for this transaction, or that many times, and you got to make a donation to the church.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Say your Hail Marys 5 times.
Yeah.
And
no,
then,
if that helps you to kind of get it out there and speak it out loud, and then, you're going to ask for that forgiveness directly is what you're going to do. But again, I'm not against somebody helping it, but I don't, that whole somebody else is going to tell me it's all okay when they're no better than me. And all the while they're blessing me. They're diddling some little young boy.
Yep.
Get the fuck. And people started bringing that up in here. It didn't take long in here for people to get away from the war and really talk about
I
what
brought
the
it
kids.
up.
You brought it up. And I'm
Literally, I
like,
brought it
man,
up.
that's a separate post, people.
That's the very first
It's a
thing I
separate
fucking brought
post.
up. I couldn't help it.
It just is so bad because it went on for so long, and I don't know. I don't believe it stopped.
No, it hasn't stopped.
I just don't believe it has.
This might be a very unpopular opinion, maybe not, but I firmly believe that molesting boys is a very vital part of that religion. It could be a little bit, edgy for some, but it's happened since the start, and it still happens now. I can't imagine that unless it's fucking tied in. Why else would they keep doing that? Why else would you?
Hey, I remember, like, again, I am not a fucking Bible scholar, but I believe it was the Apostle Paul, said something about, hey, it's good if you can abstain, but the chances you're going to be able to abstain are pretty fucking slim.
Yeah.
It is pretty slim.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way it is. We weren't really built like that. We were built to procreate.
Yeah.
And it's usually nice to feel good about the person you're with and having that relationship if you're going to procreate. Do you have to? No, but it's pretty good if you do.
Yeah.
And I think we were made to do that specifically.
Yeah.
Men and women were made to do that.
But like, given what the guidelines that they have to operate by, and then like you said, the relationship of it muddies that whole dynamic.
Yes,
and
it does.
I see the angle that you're going at with that. 100%,
Yeah, that's if a priest decides they want to do that, but that's their religion. That's not the Bible.
Yeah,
that's not the Bible.
That's them.
That's their doctrine.
Yeah,
and I don't give a shit about their doctrine or any other religion's doctrine. If their doctrine should be real easy. We believe that the Bible is the inspired word of God.
We don't want to,
and we don't understand all of it, but we believe this is God. and his message to us. There's your doctrine.
Yep.
That's it. It's not complicated. At least not for me.
They're supposed to be following off that, but like you said,
you don't need to make extra rules.
That's to say,
nowhere does it say in the Bible, hey, you need to add some things to this, some extra rules and stuff.
This is based on interpretation. Like, that's not what it's meant for.
Things might change, you know.
It's fluid.
You should change with the times.
It's fluid.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah. That's what it's about.
Well, the thing, if you talk about how things change with time, the main aspects of, like, again, I've said multiple times, I'm not the most religious person, but I understand, like, the moralities that the Bible teach. It's meant to help provide that pathway when you're lost, like, to be a good person, or like when you're confused about something, it helps guide you. The whole, like, I don't know, the whole idea of what are you about to say?
No, go ahead.
I was to say there's I don't want to get too far into it. I'm gonna let you go into, because I'm gonna ramble on too long.
No, that's all right.
But basically, like, the whole idea of this, to me, I'm not gonna go too far, because this is gonna Well, I'm just gonna let you go, because I'm gonna
fucking say what you're gonna say,
Nah,
my God damn it!
To pull it out of him.
Say what you're gonna say, Mike.
because this is what.
No, but here's the thing. So this is part of my confidence and stuff that I have too, that because of my faith, I have this confidence that when my life on this earth ends, that's all that ends. That my spirit continues, that I believe in heaven. I believe in. So I just have that confidence. I don't fear. I don't fear death.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid at all, because that just means I'm ready to go on to the next step. And I believe in that. And I believe in that so strongly that just lets me, it lets me be who I need to be and represent God the way that I do and the way he wants me to the people that he wants me to talk to. And that's not everybody.
Yeah.
I have a message for a certain group of people, and it's not for everybody. But I know who it's for. God has helped me find that over the years, and I denied that for a number of years, taking those steps and doing the work that he wanted me to do, and I'm doing that now.
Well, I didn't want to go for it, because the last time I brought it up, it caused us a sidetrack off
Yes,
so
I
hard.
know.
We started talking about modern day, like how the youth is, and like how they're religious, but they also like do this and that. Like, I'm sure you remember that one.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to get too far into it. But I just think that the fact that these morals haven't changed, no matter how much life has changed, like, and they still apply, like, there's something to be taken away from that, whether you're a religious person or not.
If you don't take that as your values, then you have to take something else that you're making up that's based on men. And that's when you get into all the gray areas and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything's a gray area for people that don't have that relationship with God and have that path. Then, because we have black and white.
Yeah.
We do have black and white. If you're not into that, everything is relative. That's just relative. You know, this is bad, but it's not that bad, you know, on the whole list. You gotta have something you're running, that when you're deciding what's good and bad, you're running through some frame of reference.
Yeah.
And if it's not that, it's one you created.
Yep. No,
which makes you God.
No, I agree 100%. Like, when you leave too much room for interpretation, that's when you get too far in that gray area.
Yeah.
And that's when things, like, I think sometimes it's okay to be in that area, especially if you're trying to figure things out, but it gets to a point where you're like basically pointing yourself in all different directions, and things start to get confusing. And then that's when I think some people can kind of check out of religion or something like that, because they don't have that original frame of reference. They're going off of, oh, this is how I experienced it.
And you know, I'm going to connect this, because we didn't connect it, but the two things that we've talked about, the church in war and the church in pedophilia or just abuse of children and things like that. Okay, the church coming out, the Pope coming out and condemning the war and specifically directing his words to us and not Iran.
Yeah.
Not Iran. You don't have shit to say about fucking Iran and the Ayatollah, motherfucker. You don't have shit to say about 40,000 people a couple months ago that were slaughtered, that were protesting. You don't have anything to say about that.
Nothing about that.
And the church's history, which we just outlined. What in the world gives you the moral authority to say shit about war with your fucking history?
Yeah.
Unless you acknowledge that history and put that in its place.
Oh, they won't.
That's no different than you diddling children and then trying to condemn someone else that is a child abuser and pedophile.
For doing that same thing.
You're talking shit about this pedophile?
Yeah.
When you knowingly house them and move them around and kept them out of legal trouble?
All in the name of God.
You don't have the right to say that. Like, then I'm going to go like this. I'm going to do this to you. Pope Leo, I'm going to do this to you. Here, let me do this for you. Fuck you, dude. I know that's really like, fuck the Pope. I'm sorry.
You don't offend me. My grandma.
And let me say this too. And I said, I love my Catholic friends. I can separate that shit. But that's no. No. And Candace Owens, I threw her in there because I've said other really great things about Candace and what she's doing, what she's still doing to pursue who Charlie's killer really is. And it's not Tyler Robinson. Okay? So I've said that. But when she goes off with IDS and TDS and now like totally flipping on Trump and talking about, oh, the church is about peace. Fuck that. Come on. You want to take on Freemasonry and all this other shit, but you can't call your church out.
Yeah.
I can.
Because you only work with one person. And that's God.
That's it.
You don't need a big fancy
And
building.
if somebody wants to correct me, he will do it.
Yeah.
I don't need man doing it. I've been corrected by God. I've been slapped the fuck down. Like hard. You know,
flew a little too close to the sun there, Troy.
I was not humble. I'm way more humble than I used to be. You know, I wanted the credit. I like the credit. I still take credit today, but I take credit in His name.
Yeah.
That's just the process that I had to go through. So, yeah, that was what I wanted. So let's Minnesota father. This story, a Minnesota father shoved a conservative reporter. It was an anti-ICE protest. He's saying the family's not violent. I think we could probably show the video of that too and watch another fucking commercial.
Hopefully not. Fox don't do us dirty.
And I think it's important to see it.
Fox didn't do us dirty.
A new college campus tour just days after a TPUSA reporter was attacked while covering an anti-ICE.
And you just look at it and you tell me on your own.
Ashley Strohmeyer is live in New York with more on what happened. Ashley, good evening.
Hi, Trace. Vice President J.D. Vance was the headliner for the first stop, and this is the Turning Point tour at the University of Georgia this evening. But the headline became the absence of Erica Kirk.
This is a different story.
Not to attend tonight's.
And that's a whole nother story too, because that Erica Kirk lied, flat out lied about the threats against her and not showing.
That?
Go up the other one.
That's who.
That's what we want to see.
It's just more of like a meme.
It's
not an actual video.
A GIF. Yeah, it's not the video. It's just a GIF of the.
But that's
I can find the video though.
Okay.
Wait, so
but see, you could see even in this clip how he shoves her from the back there. What was she doing to him? She's talking to somebody in a whole nother direction, and he literally shoves her down hard.
Is that the
full-grown fucking man?
Is that the girl in the picture underneath us? Is that the same girl?
Yeah, it looks like she has a podcast or something.
Well, son of a bitch, lock that man up. How dare he touch her?
Do they show the video on that one?
This one feels like it has a commercial with it.
Of course.
Yes, it does.
And we'll turn up the sound too.
This is AI. Holy shit, they're using AI for this ad.
The whole thing, you think?
Absolutely, I can tell this is AI.
It's a very common
This
thing
is
nowadays.
undoubtedly AI.
Well, it's cheaper.
Absolutely, it's cheaper.
And you know that whole part you could definitely do. AI. Look at the AI picture I did. That was a badass fucking picture, dude.
Yeah, that's all they fucking do now.
All right, let's go. Here we go.
Try and interview people. I came here to simply observe and no, out of my you don't know. Stop touching me!
A brutal assault on a Turning Point USA reporter covering
They're trying to blame her.
in Minneapolis.
They're trying to blame the reporter.
Yeah, good luck. You literally just push her from behind. You're surrounding her with a crowd of people. You're blowing whistles. You're screaming and yelling at her, calling her different words. There is nothing more that justifies you defending yourself.
Right, and what needs to happen? These people need to be a little smarter too.
Yeah,
and take some people with you.
Yeah, Nick.
They don't even have to be.
He knows.
Yeah, they don't even have to be legit security.
Like just somebody there to protect,
friends
just some
to
numbers.
protect you.
You need numbers.
Because that's when
you
they can have surround you, so they can't get next to you like that. But you fucking body me. I'm waiting for one of you motherfuckers to come up to me when I'm wearing my Trump hat, Trump shirt, whatever the fuck it is. I'm waiting. Do this shit to a real fucking man and see what the fuck happens to you. See what happens. I don't care if I go to jail. I will drop fucking people. Okay, and I won't stop once I drop you. Then it's on, dude. Then it's on. I will not tolerate somebody ever doing this kind of shit to me. I would never let that happen.
Well, that's the number one thing I was bringing up with numbers is that's the mentality that they have. They're so tough.
They're so tough.
They're so tough when it's just one of them. But even if there was a man next to her, I guarantee you not a single fucking soul would have touched her. They might have hovered around her and did the annoying shit. There wouldn't have been a fucking hand laid on her if there was a dude there. And I know that for a fact. I would die on that. It's the mentality that they have is that group thought. That is a group thought in visual form right there. And that's a microcosm of the macrocosm.
The problem
of
is when these types of things are happening, the legal system is letting them off.
Yeah.
They're letting them off.
Which it shouldn't.
These people should be prosecuted. They should be charged with assault, whatever level of assault it is, okay? And have to go to court. Look, I've had to do it. I've been accused of assault, okay?
We all got to go through it, all right?
Go through it. And I have had to hire an attorney. I had to prove whether I was innocent or not, all right? You should have to do that too.
You put yourself
This is just not okay because we are attaching a fucking political label to it. That doesn't mean it's okay.
Reverse the roles. How do you think that would how do you think that would have gone down?
Well, how did it go down when you had the Proud Boys and other groups like that were all together?
January 6th.
Well, just about other events they went to where there was a group of them.
Yeah.
You know, and how were they portrayed?
Exactly. They're white
Way
supremacists.
Different. Yep.
White supremacists. And
that's everybody's a white supremacist.
Yeah. And that's just I don't like that this happened, but I like that this was recorded because I think this does way more damage to them than us going on and talking about it on a podcast. I still think this helps.
I think they're underestimating this.
Like who?
That Democrats underestimate it. The media underestimate.
Well, they're trying to. They're downplay it 100%.
Because people that are they may be against some of the things that ICE is doing, but they're not okay with this kind of behavior from that side.
Absolutely.
They're like, this has gone too far. That's across their red line.
You shouldn't touch anybody. Like it's supposed to be everybody has a right to be there. It's a public area.
Sure. Absolutely. So that was one. Next story. Tom Billou. I like Tom. Impact Theory is his podcast. I've been listening to Tom for a few years now. He does great business stuff as well. But I like his take. He's not a Christian either, but I love his take and how he runs things through his filter, how he talks, how he engages people with differing opinions, how he challenges, asking questions. He does a really, really good job. Not a big fan of his sidekick, but I do like Tom. He was doing they were running through, because he's very, very detailed. We're using Google AI. They were using Google's AI to put together the plan of what they were going to do in the video segment they were going to record and what they would say in each of the different spots, and using that to help form the plan and do that. And then he asked something about Epstein. And the Google AI kept saying that, yeah, let's read this. I want to read it. Google's AI told me to stop researching Epstein. Then it pretend it never said that. I use AI every single day to run my company. I was inside Google's Ask Studio. It's their AI tool built into YouTube. We were outlining a video, going back and forth. Great output. I was locked in. Then I mentioned Epstein. The response, I can't help you with that. That was it, nothing else. I thought it was glitching. So I asked again, I'm not able to help you with these sensitive topics. I said, which topic? I listed multiple things. Which one triggered you? I can't help you with that. So I tested it. I asked about the other topics one by one. It answered every single one. Process of elimination. It was Epstein. But it would never admit it. I asked directly, is the problem Epstein? I can't help you with that. It wouldn't even say the name. And right before it shut down, it said this. This is a direct quote from AI. You were doing so well before. Why don't you just get back to what you were doing? Doesn't that sound like a mob message or something, you know?
That's
Google being the mafia? What? You know, you're asking, why don't you go back to what you were doing?
Around a little too
Like
much
I
here.
was a kid who wandered into a room during my parents' dinner party. This is an AI tool made by one of the most powerful companies on earth, built into the largest video platform on earth, and it just decided what I'm allowed to research. Not what's illegal, not what's dangerous, what's inconvenient. This should bother you. I don't care what your politics are. Why does Google get to decide what we're allowed to ask? If the tool thinks for you, it's not a tool, it's a leash. I write about stuff like this every week in my free newsletter. But yeah. And I heard him talk about this on his podcast too, as seeing this. How crazy is that?
I have experience with that as well. Like because there was something, I forget what it was exactly about Trump, but something happened with Trump and I just asked it real quick and it literally would not help me. It said, I can't help you with this, or sorry, I'm having trouble.
I've worked around that most of the time when it does that.
But it's the fact that you have to work around it. He's right. You shouldn't have to do that. It should be open information.
And look, I'm a nobody on social media. And this nobody on his third TikTok account, because my second TikTok account, I posted last November, I believe it was, I posted about Trump and Epstein. And it literally, without having a bunch of other penalties or anything against me, it didn't just delete the video. It shut my account down and banned me. I had to create a whole new account. And at that point, I was up to about 5,000 people again. My previous account, first account, I was at 15,000. So, and I still believe I'm still shadow banned over this shit today sometimes. And I'm actually unbelievably doing better on Instagram in the last couple of weeks than I am TikTok. And that's never been the case in the 2 years that Leo's known me. TikTok was always my number one. But it's gotten so much more restrictive. And then when you have these AI tools doing it, that's just total fucking garbage, man.
Yeah.
That's total fucking garbage. We cannot say anything about Epstein. No, really?
You're not allowed. Sorry.
And I'm just not going to stop, and we're not going to stop. The more you do this shit to us, why would you do this if there wasn't anything there?
Exactly. Honestly, and what pisses What pisses people off more too, and this is just like could be an ego thing, could just be human nature, but being told something like that by a machine, an inanimate object, it can definitely light a fire inside of anyone. Because why the fuck are you telling me what I can and can't do? You are trained to help me. This is not a relationship in which I just go off of what you say. That alone, and then you add in the political side of it. Like you said, it shouldn't matter what side you're on. Censorship should not be okay.
And that's why I like Tom. So he does a good job as well. And he started doing his podcast live after we did. Not that there's a connection to the two, but we decided to get in on something on the earlier side of doing these things more live, and a lot of people have gone that way now. Andy Frisella has even gone that way. Yeah, I mean, most of it being done that way, and I like it. I like this way better. I like it way better for timing and everything.
I'll start asking him to start giving you credit. All right. Like, hey, you've been.
He's secretly watching.
Yeah.
No, man, there's nobody secretly watching this. But I appreciate the 6 that do. The 6 that started with us on the podcast. Thank you very much. 7. Fuck yeah, man. Did you see when I did it from the Perrysburg Hotel? 120 people.
Yeah. We do got to work on the private thing, though.
That whole thing. Did it set it up private again?
We got to work on that.
Dude, I don't do that.
I changed it right
I'm glad
after,
you did, but I don't know. I'm not hitting anything to make it do that.
Maybe one day we'll do a test run just to see exactly what's going on.
We do need to do that for sure. For sure. Do you have the Baez slide? Did we tell you about that?
Javier Baez slide?
Yeah.
Just type in. So go.
Oh, man.
Do we want to use Google still? Or are we pissed
what do
off?
we want to use?
Are we pissed off?
I don't care if we can use Google. Like I'll use that bitch for what I can use it for.
It probably won't.
I'll spank that fucking
what
AI,
if it's like
man.
you're poking too much around about the Javier Baez slide? You're trying to uncover something. Stop. No, it's just BAEZ.
Yeah.
And then slide. Oh,
Dude.
there you are. Slides into home right there. Boom. It's all right.
This is so awesome, man.
So Javier Baez is on third, and the hitter hits a pop up to right field. He's tagging up, and he makes it to home. But he was originally called out, and thank goodness for replay. You're about to see why.
Caglione is parked. Here comes Baez, and he is out at the plate. Man, the Royals have brought the artillery in the third.
The call on the field is out at home plate.
And with the whoop.
Mid-slide, he picks his hand up and then stomps it back down.
With precision.
Yes.
With precision. I mean, that's a game of operation. I would never want to play against Javi.
That's Salvador Perez.
Look at that. Now, here's the thing. That's one of the greatest slides I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the greatest slides. It's up there in all-time slides, okay? Yeah. It's up there with the Pete Rose head first slide. It's so good because it's so who's thinking that hard during the slide that he's able to make that happen?
Natural. Well, the thing with him too is he gets a lot of shit, but when it comes to base running, he's also a part of one of the most notorious base running plays ever, where he was in a rundown between home and first, and he distracted them so much that the runners were able to score when he was on the Cubs. So like he gets a lot of shit for his fielding and sometimes his hitting, but on the base pass, he's fucking
that
great.
was phenomenal that he did that. But think about that. Nobody would ever talk about that being one of the greatest slides without the rules having changed and us having replay.
Yep.
Because he would have just been out.
He was out immediately.
It would rarely be talked about, and if it did, it would just be talked about as a controversial play.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it would be labeled at, and people aren't going to focus. Now people will remember this as an unbelievable play. And I do have to take exception with the text that you sent me after watching this again, talking about the throw.
Yeah.
A little, dude, from that distance.
No. That was
a great throw.
No. I'm not saying it was a bad throw. I'm saying if he didn't have to come up field just slightly more, he would have been able to get him out, but that's not the case. That didn't happen.
Dude, that was
it was a fucking missile.
That was
a great
the fact that the catcher even had a chance to tag him out on that from that short distance, from that deep in right field.
Yeah. That's Jack.
That was okay. That was a great throw too.
It's a great throw.
It was a great play by everybody. Just the runner won.
I've been following Jack Caglione since he was a brand new prospect in the MLB. He's always had a big following. He's going to be a good player. It was a great throw. Absolutely.
It was a great throw.
I love. He's a great player. I love watching that guy play.
That was phenomenal.
I'm just saying if it was a perfect throw, that's all I'm saying. He would have been out.
That was pretty close, dude. That's like a 9.5, 9.7. You know, with the Olympic people holding up the signs. That's what that was. That was from that distance.
Yeah, to even give him a chance. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, if he's 20 feet into the outfield from the infield, that's different.
Yeah.
He's not.
100%.
That's corner deep, man. That's crazy. That was awesome. I loved it.
Chance, we should look up Jonas Cespedes' throw from left field whenever we get a chance.
Yeah, we'll do
Incredible.
that. But yeah, we'll do that sometime. So let's finish up one more last story that we want to feed you, and on the health side, is one of the things that was talked about during COVID was ivermectin, and probably the person that made the conversation about ivermectin as big as it was is Joe Rogan, talking about him using it when he had COVID. And they all shit on Joe Rogan about using it because at first it was mostly a veterinary medicine. And so it was just simply referred to shit on Joe Rogan. It was just simply referred to as like a horse dewormer is what it was. But it's something that had been FDA approved for a very, very, very long time, like a very long time. And now there's a new story out finally about ivermectin being used also for cancer treatment. And it was being used with another drug too.
Fenbenzidol.
Yeah, that I don't think that was it.
That's the one.
It began with. I thought it began with an M. We'd have to look in the article to see what it was, if this is the one. Hold up. Okay, yeah, that's malaria. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about cancer.
Well, that's its rep. Like it works for. It's a wonder drug.
Didn't I send? Is that the article I sent you? I'm pretty sure I sent an article on that exactly had it in there. Yeah, it was.
So we do have a comment.
It was a Fox News one.
We do have a comment from Dean Egger here. He's kind of going back to the Gemini thing, Google Gemini. The Google Gemini AI information restriction is absolutely nuts and scary. Yeah, I agree, Dean.
Yeah.
Censorship of any kind is.
Thanks for chiming in too. Like, we appreciate the interaction that we get. That's all good, man. Make sure you're subscribed. Do us a favor. Get somebody else to subscribe too, even if they don't watch the show. It all helps. It helps. Wisconsin Supreme Court, where patients cannot demand ivermectin treatment for COVID. Yeah, how dumb is that? Yeah, it's just dumb for a patient. But if we see a commercial on TV, we can ask the doctors about that shit.
Yep.
We can ask if hey doc, what about this? I saw it on TV. It must be true.
Cha-ching. that doctor's eyes.
You know what we also need to talk about, because we're not finding this right this moment. This is another story I sent Leo, but we just didn't have it on our list. But maybe talk about it next week, because it's still going to be a thing. Because the Department of Justice has just announced that they're going to start looking into it. When they did a press conference, I believe it was yesterday, it was said that Trump would look into it when it was brought up at the press conferences. 11th scientist death emerges in string of missing dead officials with access to U.S. secrets. So in the last few years, okay, you have about two groups of people of about 5-6 each that with North Alamos, or like, you know, the UFO, just the different fucking shit, you know, like that. Like, there's two different groups, and these people either they went missing, they died, they were killed, all seemingly like this is not coincidence. This can't be coincidence. And some of the people, it was almost like the Guthrie murder, right? Where these people left and supposedly went hiking, didn't have their house key, you know, didn't have their phone, didn't have their wallet. That's all laying there. Like, weird shit that, like, it's, oh dude, it's making like this stint, like, I just gotta chill just talking, telling you about it right now. That's some weird fucking shit, man. And the White House has now pushed it to investigate this, that what's the connection with these people? What did they know that made them targets? Like, It's wild.
Well, that's why I'm not.
And it's not. It's only being talked about this much.
I'm like against electric vehicles for this reason, is because how easily it would be able to fucking blow your shit up for if you were one of these people. Like when you house any sort of secrets like that, you have a fucking target on your back, whether you know it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just super, super crazy about these being related.
Well, do you know who Albert Bell is? Not Albert Bell. Not Albert Bell. It was something Art Bell.
Yeah,
Art
I
Bell?
know who Art Bell is.
Yeah.
I used to listen to Art Bell when I'd be doing some kind of construction work at midnight.
Dude, okay. This is perfect. So Art Bell had this dude that called into the show, and he was talking about how he had all these. He defected from the government. He was giving off all these UFO secrets, and he's like, "We have exactly 2 minutes and 30-something seconds before they triangulate and shut all your shit down." He's like, "Okay, whatever. What do you got for us?" He starts going through it, and he's like starting to cry and like literally get super emotional towards the end of it, and his voice is starting to cut out, and then the whole fucking thing, the whole studio goes down. They go back on air, and he's like, "I've been doing this for 30 years. Never once have we had to use our backup generator. Never."
Awesome. Good stuff. So, guys, have a great weekend. We love you very much. We appreciate you. We'll get more into this next week. More to go. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces.